This is Fujimana. So just after I released my video on mirror magic, it just kind of all came together to where I was covering mirrors, and I considered if they had some type of ritualistic aspects to them, if they are used for that purpose. Maybe the occultists can use them. And I got the idea from this movie I'd watched. One of my subscribers wanted to know what movie that was. It finally came to me what movie that was. And the movie was called Along Came the Devil. There's part one and part two. I believe part one is on YouTube and part two is on Tubi. So in that movie, there was a scene where this daughter was trying to contact her mother through a mirror, and she ended up getting possessed pretty bad. And so, yeah, now the movie says it's based on a true story, but it looks like, after I watched part two just recently, it seems like they definitely added a lot of Hollywood to the movie as well. It's kind of hard to believe that movie would be, 100% based on a true story. I think they just took maybe elements of a true story and turned it into a horror film. But anyways, so after that video, now all of a sudden we have these monoliths showing up in the deserts in Nevada and across the world. And this isn't the first time this has happened. So look, is this some type of clue, perhaps? So we uncovered that mirrors can be used in rituals, and I even had an experience myself. I said with that, when I was a child, there's this game that people used to play with the mirrors, and I saw some evidence of that actually working. So, there seems to be something to mirrors. People say there's some weird writings on the back of mirrors. Well, a lot of mirrors. I've never seen that for myself, but, possibly. The thing is, though, with this monolith in the desert, is this something where you think it could be a clue to maybe some type of mirror magic again, where maybe they're using these monoliths in the desert to perform some type of ritual? Because I know when NASA was invented, there was some people in the occult that was involved with this whole thing, and involved with Aleister Crowley, and I believe the jet propulsion scientists were involved in a lot of things with Aleister Crowley, from what I recall. And I did some videos on it. I'll have to leave a link in the comment section and description box. It's the Occult Origins of NASA. And they were in the desert calling upon entities. And I guess it sounds, according to reports, they were successful. So they were in the desert. So with this monolith showing up in the desert, that seems to be a place where they perform these rituals. And it wouldn't be too surprising if they were using these mirrors. Now, why do they have to look like that? That would be the question, because we don't know the details of how these rituals are performed. But the first thing that came to my mind was that this was just some type of art or something. Because like when people tag things, they use spray paint cans and tag things. It's a form of art where people want others to see the art, but they don't necessarily take full credit with, who did it. They have usually a name or something they like to put up, and they'll spray paint their name or sign it or something in their street name, but they don't really know. It's kind of like an anonymous thing where, the artist doesn't necessarily get any credit personally. It's just that they get this satisfaction out of having their art displayed, and they secretly know who they are. But no one really knows the actual person a lot of times who's doing the art or the street graffiti or whatever. So with this monolith in the desert and across the world, it almost comes to mind that this could be some type of art. That's the first thing that popped in my head, is that this is some type of art. And then you hear about reports across the country, I think in the UK and stuff, there was similar things found. And, you can't rule out that it's art, and you can't rule out that it's not art, really, because you would have to go through quite a bit of trouble to kind of get that mirror out there. And so was there any tire marks? Because I'm hearing it's on some type of trail. and it'd be kind of hard to carry that stuff into the middle of the desert without a vehicle. So I mean, if the location shows that these monoliths just kind of show up there and there's no real indication of how it got there, it is kind of suspicious and intriguing. So we don't really have the answers, but it's fun to speculate and everything. And I was just gonna kind of dismiss it as art, but then, it's hard to ignore that I just released a video on mirror magic. So when I saw this monolith and it's like it's a mirror, it's a strange looking mirror, I'm like, well, maybe this is some type of, timing where it's just kind of all coming together as clues. Maybe it's kind of like how they say with the ether or whatever, that things can be kind of pulled out of the ether, some knowledge and stuff. So sometimes thoughts come to you and ideas come to you, or the timing might work out where it just kind of makes you think if it's a coincidence or not. So I was just looking at these stories of this mirror, and they kind of showed us a clue in that movie. It was called Space Odyssey. I never saw the movie, but everybody kind of saw that scene where they have this monolith in the middle of nowhere and some strange creatures roaming around it. So it's almost like that was a clue, because it's like mimicking real life now, where now people are seeing these monoliths and people are wondering where is this coming from, what's going on with this. So with the places that they're picking, the more occult hypothesis would be, yeah, they're picking these specific locations. Maybe it's on a ley line or something. I did a brief research on ley lines and I found it kind of interesting. I'll have to find that video. I don't know what video that was exactly right now, but I believe I've made a video touching on that subject of ley lines, where these researchers, I guess, have found these energetic areas on the earth, and they're kind of mapped out where you can kind of see that they're saying these areas have some type of potential energetic powers or something. So it's interesting to kind of look into that study. Maybe that has something to do with where they were choosing to pick the locations for these mirror monoliths. So that could be, there could be something to it. Maybe if they put a mirror monolith at each location that they are wanting to put them in, who knows what's going on with that. Who knows what type of portals they could be opening and how it's done, how the ritual could be done. But I wouldn't rule it out being art or some type of occultic ritual. It's just, we don't have the answers to these types of things. It's very strange. It reminds me of the crop circles a little bit, because it's like a big mystery. But it's like the first thing that comes in your mind is that with the crop circles is that it seems like mankind would have had to make it. It didn't strike me as something too, I don't know. People want to say aliens, but then when you figure out that aliens are fallen ones, okay, so with these crop circles, does that mean the fallen ones made them, or was it just regular mankind making them? Just and for what type of stunt is that? Is some type of art? Like I said, is some type of, they want some type of personal achievement, to have placed these mysterious things out there and have the whole world question where it came from. Is that what these artists are getting out of it, or is it some type of ritual? So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I might leave a poll in my community tab. Make sure you're subscribed and click that like button. And check out my description box and comment section, and I'll leave a link maybe to that mirror video and some other things you might find interesting. So check that out. I'll also leave links to my other channels, my social media, my feature, my store, my free email newsletters, and much more. If you would like to support this channel, please donate as little as $1 to help keep this channel online. So thanks for tuning in. Once again, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. This has been Feed Your Mind, signing off.